Hi everyone, it's Tanya with another Truth Telling Tuesday. And we're mixing it up a little bit. As you can see to my side here is Naima Singletary, who is one of our amazing tribe members up in the Bay Area. And so I thought, you've heard a lot of truth telling coming from me. I wanted to share some of the stories from our sisters and have them do some juicy truth telling for you. So you'll be seeing a lot of that in the next couple months. And Naima and I were just talking about the importance of your story. And so I wanted us to do some truth telling and have Naima share with you a little bit of her story and why this is such an important part of getting your message out there and being a feminine leader. So hello, tell us your story.
Hey. Well, my story is pretty long, so I won't tell the whole part, but
Okay, good.
more so about telling a bit about my story and the why of telling the story. Because people are like, why do I need to tell that? Let's just get to the nitty gritty of it. And when we were talking earlier, Tanya, about what should the focus be in truth telling, I'm like, okay, story. And the reason why I chose that is because one, I have this transformational leadership launch going on now, and it's going to be ending next Thursday. But then I was reading a blog post from my one of my heroes, Seth Godin, and he talks about transparency is the new black. And he had this event, I believe it was in New York City, called Medicine Ball, and he had all these leaders and people who consider themselves to be leaders all come together and talk about the way to really connect with your true tribe, not like the masses and trying to be this big, bodacious person that has thousands of followers and nobody's listening, but people who actually interact with you, care about what you're up to and who you resonate with, and who really care about your message because you guys share a lot of similarities. And the essence of that is your story. People connect with you through your story, through your belief system, through your values. And so I didn't tell my story for a long time because
Hmm.
I come from a family of discretion. My mom is always like, you keep it in the family, you keep your mouth shut, you be discreet. And I did that for a long time. And then as I got older and I just really started to feel, I didn't know it at the time, but now I can say it. Back then, I felt like I was hiding and pretending and faking. And I can't remember when I really got it was this year, but I wish I could pinpoint. Anyway, just a series of inner work and having different series of coaches talking to me and resonating with me. And I really realized it was time for me to share my story. Oh, you know what? It was Vinka Hart, as a matter of fact. She talked about the Oprah Code and how it's really a big deal and how we really release. Well, she has four different money codes, and one of them is the Oprah Code. And she's like, "Now, you're the Oprah Code," and we talked about it. I'm like, "Oh my God." So then I started to share my story, and that did impact me in that way. And so my story was, as a kid, I was abused and I felt very powerless up until the age of 10, sexually abused. There was violence in the household. And so by the age of 10, I just felt very powerless, and that powerlessness turned into violence. So as a teen, I was very violent, got in trouble. And at 16, I was convicted of mayhem, sent to an all-girls school in Aurora, Colorado. And at the time, I decided at 16 that I was going to change my life, and I got a college scholarship, completed college, got my MBA, started multiple businesses, just sold one for close to 5 figures just a month ago. And so the importance of me sharing that story was to let it go and to claim all the parts of me. Because when, as a leader, if we're really going to have impact, I mean, seriously, if we are really in the business of having impact because it matters to us, not because it's a popular contest, or because it's a way to make money, or because it seems to be the cool thing to do. But if you're really in the business of having impact in other people's lives and you want to make a dent before you die and have that resonance and authenticity with people, you have to share your story and where you come from, because those people will naturally find you and they will say, "Oh my God, I'm not the only one who's been silently suffering," as I say. There is somebody else who has gone through this, and this is what they have done, and perhaps I can do this too. And that's how we build that tribe of people who are really wanting to resonate with us, not where we just have like 10,000 fans and 200 people are listening, but the people who really are connecting with us, who really show up to be in bed with us, as I say, and then they go out and do the same thing. And that's how we create the change that we want to impact, if our real goal is to be leaders and be impactful. So
Hmm.
that's why it's important to share our stories.
And thank you for sharing yours. As your tribe sister, actually, that's the first time I heard a lot of that story, and so I acknowledge you for your courage and just being fully self-expressed and sharing that. And it makes a difference. It gives people permission to share their story and to know that we're not separate and that we're all connected and we're not doing this alone. So thank you. And so if people are interested in learning about your program that you're putting on right now, what's the well, actually, we're going to have that web link right below. So just click on the link right below, and we'll also have it coming across the screen right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so is there anything you'd like to just briefly share about the program?
Yeah, it's a 4-week program, and it's once a week on the phone with me. And then every Monday and Wednesday, starting December 26th, you're going to get a video which highlights the 7 key areas that I think are important for a real leader who's going to be out interacting and impacting other people's lives, the behind the scenes work that they need to do so they can be anchored in. And Tanya, you're doing this already. Our conversation that we had, I guess a week or two ago, when I did that blog post that stirred up some folks, and you talked about you really anchoring in on your power and being true to what you're representing, what your focus is, and not being distracted by everybody wishes and desires. And that's part of it. So of the 4-week process, it's your story, it's you and your why, it's your story, it's your mind, it's your self-confidence, making your own rules, oppression in media, your community, and your truth. And so over a 4-week period, we cover all those components. And once a week, we get on the phone and we dig into the homework that you've gotten and what's come up. And by the end of the 4-week process, people really feel much more alive. They feel okay with all parts of themselves, showing themselves, speaking their truth, and really delivering their message to the world in an impactful way and making money in the process.
I love it.
Yes, I do too. I am in love with this project. It's amazing.
So thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being juicy with your truth today on Truth Telling Tuesday. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks, babe. Bye, everybody.